So the first step I always do is primer. The primer that I'm trying to finish, which is the Yves Laurent Sujet Club Blur Primer. You can see like it's almost finished, but I'm just trying to take out the last bits of it. Just gonna rub that in. Now I'm gonna go in with the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in porcelain and grab my beauty blender. And then just start applying like the foundation all over the skin. And I like to kind of start at the center of my face and then kind of blend it out. Also, I just wanted like to mention that like I'm not a makeup artist. This is just like what works for me and the products that I've like experimented with so far. Of course, like they can change. So yeah, so take this with a grain of salt. And as you can see, I'm not putting any under my eyes. Like I'm trying to keep it away from there, just because I feel like sometimes when you put foundation and concealer on top of each other, it just like gets a bit too much. Now that the foundation is done, I'm going to take the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in porcelain as well. I'm just gonna kind of tap it under the eye like that. Then I'm gonna put a little bit on my chin and here just to highlight. So then I'm first just going to blend it out using my beauty blender again. Then I'm just going to blend the rest of the concealer out. Sorry guys, I switched the angle because I just feel like it's much easier to film it this way. But yeah, okay, so I finished blending out the concealer and now I want to do powder. I don't want like my concealer to crease. As for powder, I use the finishing powder by NYX. And it's just a translucent powder. So I go in with a small brush, and I know a lot of people like to bake, but I personally haven't like found that it's best for my makeup, just because I feel like it just starts creasing too much. So yes, I'm just going to apply it under the eyes like so. I'm just going to put it on my chin. And I like to mainly like focus it on my T-zone because that's where I get like the most oily. So now I'm going to do a bronzer, and I'm going to first start off with my face, and I'm using the Hoola by Benefit. So I'm just gonna start by bronzing up the face. So for some time I was actually using cream products like cream contour and like cream blush and highlighter. But I felt like they just weren't really working for me because my face is a little bit on the oilier side. I just kind of felt like they were kind of slipping and sliding all over the place, which is why now I just use powder. I'm bronzing in the kind of like 3 shape or E, however you want to see it. So now I'm going to contour my nose, and for that I use the same bronzer, just with a smaller brush. And I just kind of like go down the bridge of my nose, like this, and then the other one. And I just connected it to my eyebrows, following the bridge. And I try to kind of lightly just like blend it in, like so. Let's take the powder again, and just going to use the same brush that I was using for the powder to kind of blend the nose contour a little bit. And since I don't use eyeshadow, I usually will just like use the natural color of my eyes, which is already like a brownish color. And I'm going to just take the same shade and then just kind of like, because it's a similar color to my eye color, so I just kind of extend it a little bit, like so. And this kind of also cuts down on the concealer line that I had there. But now it's time for my favorite part, which is blush. I'm going to take this brush right here, and I'm going to use the MAC blush in Peach Swiss. Take that and just apply it to the cheeks. I like to use 2 blushes, so I'm going to put another one on top of this. And the reason is that the one that I'm going to put on top is a little bit more shimmery. so it also kind of works a little bit like as a highlight. The other one I'm going to use is the Catrice blush. So yeah, so I'm just going to take that blush and just kind of like run it over where I already put the other blush. And I really like to bring up my blush like all the way up to here, so basically going up. I just feel like it gives you more of like a sun-kissed kind of look. And then with whatever is left on the brush, I would just like to apply it like this on my nose. Okay, so now we're done with blush, and I'm just going to be applying highlighter. For the highlighter, I use the Dior Glow palette, and I'm using this shade right here, the white one. And I'm going to take a brush like this. It looks kind of like an eyeshadow brush, which I'm pretty sure it is, but yeah. And then I'm just going to apply it on the tops of my cheeks, like so. And then on the other side as well. Also, I like to apply blush on like underneath my brow bone and on, of course, my nose. So I'm just going to apply it down the bridge, like so. And then I like to do a little like kind of dots on the tip of the nose, then a little bit on the lips. And the last step for highlighter is I like to do a little bit like on the inner corner of my eye, but I like to kind of like extend it upwards a little bit, so that like when you turn, like you can see even the highlighter like right there. For eyebrows, I don't really like to do anything like special. I use the NYX micro brow pencil and I just brush them, and then I just use the mini pencils, just kind of like fill them in. At the beginning of the brow, I like to kind of just lightly feather it and then blend it out with the brush, like so. So just do small little strokes, and I'm just going to brush them out, and that's it for my brows. So now I'm going to start on the lips. The lip pencil I'm going to use is one by NYX in Peekaboo Neutral. Like, I like to overline the center of my lips, but then I don't really like to overline the edges of it. So I'm just gonna start by overlining the top of the lip, as you can see, and then overlining the bottom. And now I'm just going to connect it to like my actual lip line. Just going down like so, and that's it. And then now on the other side. Okay, so now that I've done the lip liner, I'm going to move on to the eyes. And on the eyes, I try to keep it like quite simple. I start with the micro brow pencil from NYX again. And the reason that I use this pencil on my eyes is because I like to kind of draw out a line first, because this is easier to erase in case I make a mistake. So I'm just going to kind of like look straight, and then I just kind of like follow the natural shape of my bottom like eye line. So basically like this, just kind of following it like so. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other eye, imagining where the line would kind of like just continue. And then, now that I have like the shape of it, I'm going to take the NYX Professional Makeup Epic Ink Liner, and I like to use brown eyeliner, just because I feel like it looks like prettier with my eyes. I don't know, and I feel like also it looks a little bit more natural. First, I'm going to kind of follow the line that I made with the eyeliner, like so. And so now I'm going to just create like a little triangle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make a small line down the middle. Do the same thing on this eye. So I'm just gonna connect this line to this line, like so. And then I'm just gonna take it from the middle of my eye, just connect it to the second line. So that's one eye done, and now I'm just going to do the second eye. And basically just copy the same process that I did on this eye. Now that my eyeliner is done, I'm going to just wait for the eyeliner to like completely dry and continue on my lips. And I'm going to use the NYX Shine Loud in Magic Maker as lipstick. and it's the one that looks like this. And it's actually like really nice because it really like won't move or budge. The only issue that I have with it is that like if you just apply it like this, I feel like it's like kind of crumbles down and it gets off, except if you use it with the lip gloss. But I don't always want to use lip gloss, so what I do is I just use like very minimal amount. So I'll just kind of like dab it on the center, like so. And then I'll just use like my fingers to kind of just blend it out, like this. So the only thing that's left to do with my eyes is mascara. So now I'm just using my eyelash curler, and I just like hold them there for like 1 second and let go, and then like all throughout my lashes. And for mascara, I use the Essence Lash Princess in the False Lash Effect mascara. So I've tried like so many mascaras like from different places, and I always come back to this one, so I really recommend this. And so now that my eyelashes are curled, I'm just going to put on the mascara. Okay, so now I'm just going to do the other eye. And I just like to do 1 coat of mascara because I feel like 2 coats just starts to get a little bit too clumpy. So yeah, but I mean, if you like that clumpy, more full look, you can do 2 coats. There we go. For the last step, I'm just going to take the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Fussy. The reason I use this lip gloss and not the one that came with the NYX Shine Bomb is because this one has a little bit of color in it, and I just feel like it matches like nicer to the look. So yeah. So now I'm just gonna take off the pins, and that's the final look. I hope you guys liked it and learned something. If not, I hope you enjoyed it anyways.